Okay, we're live. All right, here we go. All right, guys, listen. It's gonna be a real video, okay? And today we're talking about the truth about the red pill, and also we're gonna be discussing the bad guy, the enemy, and we're gonna be discussing the real reason why it's so hard to be a man and everything else in this country. Okay? Now, why are we talking about this? We're talking about this because I'm watching this video last night talking about like this documentary of this white dude, and he's talking about how his family was a part of like some group or something. Like, I don't know, some group where they do weird shit, right? Just like any other thing like that, right? But the point is this, okay? The point is that he had to find himself again after being abused for so long, right? He had to find himself, right? And he found himself through what? The Bible. We got mom here in the background. Just ignore her, okay? Yeah, mom. No, I'm kidding. Mom, hey, making a video. Okay. Thanks, mom. Right? No, I'm kidding. The point is that he didn't like have a real father. He had like somebody who abused him, right? And that's really the real issue of what's going on. We got the devil, and we got the father, which is like God, like the real thing, right? Yahuwah, the real one, right? And you got to like know the truth, because the truth will set you free. All this stuff is in the Bible, whatever, all these sayings and stuff like this. And in order for you to do that, you're going to have to jump out on a whim on faith, because what you know most of the time is abuse, and most people are being abused and they don't know they're being abused, right? So we're talking about red pill. We're going to talk about living your life out of order, but let's talk about the red pill really first, and then we're gonna talk about that. Okay, so what is the red pill? The red pill was around since I grew up, right? Where there was guys like Rollo Tomasi. I listened to this guy named Player Supreme. I'm pretty sure his stuff is still out there. Let me go to it really quick. Let me go to it real quick.
You might want to have.
I'm gonna show you guys. Okay.
Flow.
So there's like a couple of guys that I didn't really watch none of this stuff like that. I only watch my mentor. Don't worry about my timeline lately. Let me see. Player Supreme. Okay. Now, this was one of the guys I learned from out here years ago. I brought his like program and stuff, and it's the typical guy stuff. He said things like, hey, it's all making you into bitches. It's about making you into bitches because of X, Y, and Z, and everybody's acting like a fruit cup and all this other stuff, right? And he was an arbiter of truth, and he didn't really get a lot of views. He didn't make a lot of money. He made like $40,000 a year in his business sometimes. But he taught people how to dance. He taught people how to talk to girls, which is like a big thing. He taught people how to connect, and like some other stuff, like stuff I talk about. Ever since then, I wanted to like kind of make my own kind of thing, right? And then there's Rollo Tomasi. They talk about female nature. They talk about all this like stuff, and we're gonna talk about that too. But it's not really any different from male nature or female. It's just you're either a part of the system or you're doing something else, right? You're in order or you're out of order, which is what I always talk about, right? Being in alignment, which means you're in order. Everything is where it's supposed to be. Things are going fine. When you're out of order, you're constantly thinking something's wrong with you. You're not enough. You're whatever, which is essentially how this country is built, is based off of abusing and buck breaking you and you trying to search for yourself, right? That's really what this country is based off of. I know people do not want to hear that, but that's why a lot of white people in this country, they're lost souls. The devil's got them. They don't know it because it was beaten into them. And then they're expressing that also onto others. So whenever you hear like these podcasters or whatever talking about racism, or Nick Fuentes or whatever, he's definitely got a spirit on him, right? You got to understand the devil when you're seeing the devil. Real men don't abuse other men. Real men get other men in order. You understand here? Like I'm trying to make sense here, okay? Real men get other men in order. If you're not doing something right, hey, you don't want to do that, you want to do this. Hey, you want to do that, you want to do this. Hey, you want to do that, you want to do this. Because it's all about getting you here, right? Once you're here, don't worry about my little, whatever this is, wart or whatever, I got to get that removed. Right? Just, when you get older, you just start having weird shit going on. It's all scaly. I think it was like an ingrown hair, and it just got bigger, right? So anyways, You got to be here, okay? I know it looks weird, but just ignore it. So you got to be here, right? And in order to get here, you need to know that what you're doing is actually not right. You need correction. In order to have correction in your life, you need somebody to be guiding you towards this, because you're not going to be able to find your identity on your own. It's not something you just wake up and find. You need to actually talk it through, have therapy, whether with God or somebody else or whatever, but like most of the time it's going to be through God. You got to figure out what happened to me. Why did it happen to me? Why did these things happen to me? What really happened? And how does this relate to the red pill? It relates to this because most people don't have fathers. When you don't have a father, you don't really have the history of somebody telling you what's really going on. Don't do anything gay, right? Whether it's offensive or not, don't do gay stuff. Don't hang around gay people, not because they're not likable and they're not trusting, but it's because they're doing something out of order, and you don't really need to know if they're gay or not. You don't need to know if whether they're having gay or having sex with a tree or they're doing whatever. You don't really need to know that. So the question is, why does this person want to keep putting this onto you? They're trying to put a spirit on you, right? You got to understand this stuff. Don't be around that. Don't be around people who are addicted to drugs. Don't be around people who are addicted to drinking. Don't be around people who are addicted to sex. Why? Because they're going to try to keep influencing you to do the same behavior, right? And I'm going to draw this out in a second, but the point is that the truth about the red pill is that it's a big psyop, okay? It's a big way to separate you from yourself and God and the way things are supposed to be with women, okay? Now, I know that sounds like a little bit weird, but you have to understand that there are agendas out here trying to condition people to be less sensitive, more abusive, more manipulative, more narcissistic, more in that devil energy for no reason. I mean, think about what they even say. Demon time. We're going demon time. Where did that even come from? I'm like, is that what people are saying now? I never said that. Yeah, we're going demon time. I'm like, you mean having sex? Like, yeah. Why would you call it that? You know, it's because they're doing something else. Okay. So let me go to the whiteboard really quick. Okay. Most people are having issues is because they're out of order and they don't know that they're out of order. Okay. And like, I wish I could go back in time and correct myself. I'm still young. I'm like 37, but all things being considered, I would have went a different route because I would have knew to trust myself instead of trust other people, which I did trust myself a lot. But that's what we're going to talk about. But let's look at a lot of the psyops that's going on, right? We got what's one of the psyops right now? We got men versus women. Okay. Now, why would somebody start to post this kind of content? Number one, people are interested in this. Okay. People are interested in this topic. Yes, there is money to be made as long as you divide people, obviously, right? If you're dividing men and women, then there's an opportunity to make what? Money. Why? Because the people are going to be fit into their silos and they can basically be led whichever way they need to be led, right? Because they actually don't understand there is no such thing as men versus women. It's just you versus unhealthy people. Okay. Now, what do I mean by this? Let's look at the red pill. The red pill is all about looking at what? Female nature. Okay. That's like the whole game. That was like the whole point of looking at like psychology and human biology and all this other stuff and trying to turn it into a science, right? Trying to figure out like why women are only sleeping with hot guys that are in shape and all this other stuff, right? It was basically nerds who can't figure it out, right? Was I a nerd? Yes, I was a nerd. I didn't have a mom. I didn't have a dad telling me what was going on. The way women are just like anybody else. They're humans. They're human beings, right? I mean, I know this is like a hard thing to believe here, but women are human beings, just like you, right? And they have desires. They have wants, needs, goals. Like, they're humans, if you can actually believe that. Like, I know some people, this is hard for people to believe, especially if you're growing up and in a culture where when you're getting busy with somebody, you say, you slut, you whore. Yes, you're nothing. You're beneath me. Why would this excite you? Because you're a nerd. Take pleasure in making others feel bad. That's why women don't want to get with men, because they're trying to dominate them, and there's no really need to dominate anybody. Some women want it, but but they're really just role playing. You're not really like actually doing it. You're just joking around. That's the point. It's something exciting, but it's not like it's real. But people can't determine the difference. Chosen, ¿cómo estás? I hope you're gonna enjoy this, man. This is like some life lesson stuff I'm talking about here. But the nerds, they can't digest this. They cannot digest that women are humans, just like them. Because why? They're so up here. They're not in here. They're not walking in alignment. They're not walking with God. So it's because they're not here, they're over here. So everything you get now is going to be perverted and misunderstood. So you're watching porn and you're watching how porn is, and they're like choking the women and they're like spitting on them and stuff. And the women's like, oh yeah, they're like loving it on the video, but in real life, like that doesn't really work that way. You get it? Okay. So women are actually humans too. This is like really hard for people to understand. They're actually humans with goals, desires, and everything else. But just like everything, they're raised their entire life to what? Not trust men. Why? Why? Because men don't see women as human. They see them as things to abuse and use. And because of that, they come up with strategies like shit testing. Right? This is like a thing. Shit testing. Lying about everything, obviously, right? Okay, lying about everything. And anything to stay safe because they don't trust you, right? They don't trust you. They think you're going to do something wrong to them. Don't forget, too, they also have other women competing with them that are, whether or not they're emotionally mature or not. The more attractive the women are, the more attractive she is, she has to be smarter, more cunning, more all this other stuff, because now she's got other people hating on her and watching her thinking that you're getting all this attention, I'm getting nothing. Okay. So basically these are bad business owners. This is good business owner, but they're still human. Okay. So what are we doing by talking about women as female nature? You're turning them into not non-humans. You get it? You're not making them human, especially to your audience now, right? So you got a bunch of nerds. It's okay to be a nerd, right? If you don't understand what's going on, there's actually nothing wrong with that. The issue is that there's no what? Real men teaching. Okay? They're not teaching. What are they doing to you instead? They're degrading you, making you feel worthless. There's nothing wrong with being a nerd. There's nothing wrong with being a dork. I play Yu-Gi-Oh!, play video games. I used to think something was wrong with it in school. It's not. Just playing a game. That's it. I'm playing a game. Right? But the point is that this whole game is to make you feel insecure about yourself. This is what a shit test is. This is what other people do when they try to punk you. They try to shit test you because why? They feel like you're a challenge or you're better than them because they're insecure and they're out of alignment. Because they're out of alignment, they don't know who they are. They think that you're playing the same game they are. I never played those games. I know people do the thing where they look like I don't know, it was like something. I remember the first time I heard this, I was like, oh, this is disgusting, right? So I remember when you walk past somebody, if somebody was like, yeah, you ever look at somebody and be like, yeah, I know I can beat them in a fight. Yeah. I was like, I've never done that. I've never done that in my life. I'm like, really? I'm like, people do this? Like, yeah, everybody does it. I'm like, everybody? Oh my goodness, where am I at? I'm with a bunch of savages. Right? Because I never really thought that way. Unless the opportunity came up where somebody was threatening me, I was like, okay, now I need to pay attention because I just never really cared. The point is that everybody's constantly measuring up to one another because they don't really love themselves and they don't believe in themselves because they're women. They're actually women in disguise. They're emotionally immature and they don't really know themselves. Okay. And it's not me being insulting or trying to talk down to anybody. They just don't know because they're women. You have, in order to be a man, you have to be in order. It's about having things lined up, about having a career, having money, having things figured out, learning forever, figuring out life. But you can't figure this stuff out if you're trying to be like a woman. What does women want to do all the time? She wants to get her desires met all the time. She don't want to work most of the time. Not all women, a lot of them. But you know what I'm saying here? Like, you just got to know this stuff, right? If you don't know this, then you're going to get got. And then when you get got, you're salty because you don't really understand, not female nature. You just don't understand people. You understand people and why they're motivated to do what they do. The reasons why they do what they do, right? So what happens? We got these guys teaching, like the female nature guy, red pill guys, teaching nerds that can't really understand themselves emotionally about women and trying to make it science. Oh, when she hits 30, then she's ready to settle down. I mean, why wouldn't she be ready to settle down at 30? Why not? That's like a good age to settle down. That by this time you know everything about yourself and you are doing whatever. Like, why not? What's wrong with that? You're gonna, yeah, oh, well, she's had too many cocks. She's had too many cocks in her. How many cocks have been in there? Why are you so concerned? That's the first thing, right? Now, of course, you want to do the right thing, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But why do you want somebody who has fake eyelashes, a big behind, to be innocent and to be this virgin? Get it? They're not putting it together. If you want that, you have to meet somebody who is already that's already living a healthy lifestyle. But are they going to be the thing that you're looking for in the bedroom? People not putting this together. People are getting exactly what they want when they get with people, but they're upset that it's not what they think it is. Okay? All right. Now, since they're telling these nerds who are basically left brain, which I couldn't figure it out, but it's like, okay, I get it now. You're basically looking at like a bunch of Elon Musk type of guys, Nick Fuentes guys, Myron Gaines, like these kind of guys, right? And don't get me wrong, these are smart guys, right? Why wouldn't they be smart if they're educated? But they're educated from a left brain perspective. They're not really human. You understand here? They're not human. They're not human. They are not human. Okay? I know they have human bodies, but because they're so left brain, they're robots. Because it doesn't compute to them that people have feelings. Well, facts over feelings. Feelings don't matter. Just do what I say. Just shut up. You're dumb. I'm smart. They're robots. You get it? They're not human. When you're being a man, you understand how to connect with people. And you know how to be a leader. You say, hey, I know you came in here. I know you wanted a relationship. That's what you said. Did you change your mind? No. I just missed, been doing whatever I wanted to do. Okay, I understand that. Well, over here, this is how I do my life, and I don't really want people like that in my life. That's going to come mess me up. You understand? Well, why are you so serious? Why can't you just let me just stay here? Look, listen. I could explain this stuff to you, but if this is not for you, you just, this is not going to work. Okay, you just need to leave or not talk. I don't want to talk to you no more. Why? Because you're not here. You don't want to let somebody crazy inside your house. Right? They're going out there, they're wild and feral, sleeping around with everybody, doing anything. And what do you want to do? You want to come home, have peace, have resources, have money, have stuff going on for yourself. Why do you want to bring somebody chaotic into that to come fuck it up for you? Unless you're sick and up here. And most men are. I'm bored. I'm bored. I don't have nothing going on. I need some cheeks. And then they come right in, come mess up your life. And you wonder, I married her and she took half of everything. Why'd you marry her? How can you not tell that she was just with you just for the money? You couldn't figure it out. You couldn't just set up a prenup. You have to know enough about life, right? But here's why it matters. Okay, this stuff matters because you're either going to be here in order, or you're going to be over here out of order. Okay, out of order. Okay, but you can't be in the middle, right? You can't be in the middle. You're either here or you're here. Okay, you're either leaning this way or you're leaning that way. Okay, now this is what I talk about. It's about being in alignment, living with God's principles and stuff like that. And this is basically leaning with the devil's principles, right? Doing whatever you want, freedom, sex, STDs, whatever, orgies, like whatever it is that people want to do, right? And when you have your life put together, these people always are interested in seeing what's going on. And because you're in order, you don't really have enough experience to know what you're looking at. You'll let people into here and they come fuck it up for you. And then you got to start over and you're like, I'm getting abused. I can't figure out why. And this, that, and the other, blah, blah. Like this is what happens. Right now, I say this from a spiritual perspective because you have to understand, why would you let somebody that's out of order into your life? Why do you need to be a Captain Save-A-Ho? You don't. You need to find somebody else who is what? In order. This is what it means to basically, what is it called? Like cut from the same cloth or evenly yoked, right? This is what that means, right? You find somebody else who is similar, that's in order, but then they want to be in a relationship with you, and they want to have a real relationship with a family and stuff like this, and the other stuff too, right? So what happens? These children end up growing up healthily. But what happens to the people who are out of order that are in relationships, right? What happens? Now you got kids in different houses. If you want to have different, like if you want to have like more than one wife, I guess, like you could do that, but the kids need to be around you and growing up and learning up under you. But if you're a man who is out of order, you really can't get your life together because you're basically a woman, and you're going to want to have as much sex as possible because all these other girls are having sex. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I smoke and drink and do whatever I want? Because that's not what you're put here to do. You're here to build yourself and be a man. Either you're a man or you're not a man. There's no in the middle with this stuff, right? A man is like a thing that you become. It's not like you can be a male, but you're not a man. I don't know if that makes sense or not. You got to be a man. You got to know what to do. Not all the time. You got to know everything, but you got to pretty much know what's going on. If you don't know what's going on, then you're not really a man, right? You got to be seeking. You got to be seeking. This is what it talks about. Seeking the kingdom of God, seeking all this stuff. You're seeking here manhood. When you're here, you're being a man because you're always bettering yourself. You're bettering your craft. You're bettering your house. You're building your farm. You're building your life. You're building everything, and people want to take a part of that. Of course they do, because why? You have a real you have a real systems and stuff in place for yourself. Who doesn't want to take part of that? Right? And if you're a dumb guy, I guess you know, well, girls don't care about that. What kind of girls? Well, you know, just because you have money and stuff like this doesn't mean anything. I mean, it's not about the money. It's about the person who has the money, how they got the money, the discipline that they had to do to get the money, right? The whole thing, right? And it's not about the money. But of course, these people who are out of order, they're always going to want a piece of you. But what do you think they're going to do? Because they're out of order people, they're chaos. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to want to keep doing with this guy, keep having more kids with him. So what you're really looking at is you're looking at women who are having children with people who are out of order. So what do you think is going to happen with them? They're automatically going to have out of order behavior because it's genetic most of the time. Okay. Not all the time, but a lot of times it's behavior, because what are they doing? They're watching people who are out of order. They never seen order in their lives. You know, they never seen nothing actually like work. So they don't really know what's going on. So how does this have to do with the red pill? If you look at the red pill advice, it's all about dealing in this world. Okay, you get it? It's all about dealing here. Out of order women. Here's how you check a woman. Here's how you get a woman in line. Here's how you tell her what to do. Here's how you write your opinion on her. Why some of these women are hoes. You won't believe it. Or you can just talk to a healthy woman. But they're nowhere to be found because you're not healthy. That's why. You're not a healthy person yourself. You're not thinking of where to find healthy people. Healthy people are minding their business and in the house doing nothing. If you're dealing with out of order and you're only watching out of order content, what do you think it's going to do to your brain? How to put a woman in her place. And you got looking like this and looking like this and shit. Hold on.
And then you find out they didn't even test their changes. You're probably going to be a little upset.
I don't know. Something's playing right now. I don't know what's playing.
Cursor's agents.
Oh my goodness, what's playing?
Test their changes.
Hold on 1 second.
Record videos of their work. Let me show you how.
Oh
I'm
my
going to have
goodness.
Cursor onboard to my code base, which is expound.
Damn commercial, man. All right, but the they be like this. Look. They be like this. Look. They be like, how to show her who's boss, right? Look at me. I'm having sex with like 4 women right now, and it's like, okay, is this healthy for you or not? I get to live the life I want. I can live like a king. Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? I get to live like a king. I'm like, okay, you just had sex with a bunch of hoes? Yeah. That's what they like. So you see, we got to get them in line, though. Like, oh, I have to get them in line. Yeah. Okay. Well, you could just have a family. It's like boring, though. It's like there's no fun in that. There's no fun in having a family and being in order and having a peaceful life. Okay, got it. That's what you're dealing with. Right? But all the dating advice is based off of that. It's all based off of like getting some. How can I get some right now? How can I get some? I mean, the first thing you could do is take care of yourself. Be a man. When you be a man, people just, the cheeks are just thrown at you. You gotta like say no. You gotta say, nigga, look, all right, wait, that's enough cheeks. I got enough. Right? But you don't hear about that. You don't hear about how to be in order. Say, get your fitness, your finances. It's about being in order. This whole thing is about being in order, man. That's it. It's about being spiritually aligned and being in order. Now the thing is this. It don't matter if you do have this money and you have a 6-pack and all this other stuff. If you're not you're not spiritually aligned. You don't understand that when somebody's talking to you, it's like, hey, look, here's how it's going to go talking to me. Okay? Here's how I work. Here's how I do things. Now, she could be faking, and she could be faking for like 5 years. If you're dealing with an out-of-order person, if you don't have spiritual discernment, you're not going to be able to tell. If you have spiritual discernment, you can know what her behaviors are already. You can just look at her and know. If you have enough spiritual discernment. And if you don't, you ask for help. Right? I know that's against the guy code too. Asking for help. Okay, but that's like the whole game. The whole game is that everybody's out of order and they're giving you out of order advice. I was just listening to this TikTok the other day. This girl talking about how she went to like an orgy, and it was called a cuddle party, but it was really a devil worshipping orgy or something like this, right? And I'm just like, okay, like what's wrong with the orgy, right? I guess that's what people do. I know that's what people do, but it's one of those things where it's like it's not healthy. I mean, you're probably gonna get STD right away, right? You're probably gonna get one of those. And don't get me wrong, it's like I understand why people, I understand the appeal, but why even talk about it? Why talk about it online in front of everybody? Because you want some attention. Why do you want attention? Because you're out of order, right? You need other people to validate yourself. This makes sense. You need to be in relationships with people who don't need validation. If you're somebody like that, if you're somebody who don't need validation, you don't be with somebody who needs validation. You just chill, make your money and chill. You be in order. That's it. It's over. That's it. But then because of that foundation, you're not really like doing all this extra stuff. You're just getting paid, minding your business, right? But that's why the red pill is a psyop. Okay, this is done on purpose. Let me write this up. But this is done on purpose, but not only because it makes money, but it's really to separate men and women. Okay. Is really to separate men and women so that way you break up the nuclear household. Why you want to break up the nuclear household? So you can make them slaves. Okay, that's like the game. I keep saying the game. I keep telling y'all it's the whole thing's about slavery. It's about slaves. Okay, debt slaves, your money slave. You know, now that you're not together anymore, you know, we got your kids in the system, and now you can make them slaves too. The whole thing's about slavery. But they can't make you a slave if you're together. Can't do it. So what do you got to do? You got to come up with all this other stuff of dehumanizing people and dehumanizing women and dehumanizing men and dehumanizing race and all this other stuff. It's all a psyop. All of it's fake. It's not real. No such thing as sexism. No such thing as racism. No such thing as classism. Like, what's the difference between being rich and poor? Nothing. They're titles. Somebody gave you the money and said, hey, you're poor now. Like, I am? Yeah. Because you don't know any better. You got abused. What happened? You just believed it. You don't really know because you don't have a father most of the time. If you have a father, you say, hey, don't pay attention to none of this shit. Don't listen to him. Right? You got a house, right? Yeah. Paid off? Yeah. You got a car? Yeah. You got a job? Yeah. You got food? Yeah. The fuck you complaining about? Oh, well, you know, I don't have like a luxury car. And what is that going to do for you once you get it? Well, I can get more, you know, people that are out of order. So you want to attract more people out of order into your life, even though you don't know how to deal with them. See, when you have like a father or a friend or somebody that actually cares about you, they're going to really talk to you and say, hey, look, before you go do this, think about these other things. Okay, just be ready. Be ready for these things that are about to happen to you, because you're at risk now with the money. You're at risk now with STDs. You're at risk with. And I know it's like it kind of kills the fun of like dating, like the dating a little bit. You know, it's like, I just want to go get busy and be lustful or whatever. And I get it. But the point is that you have to choose whether you're going to be in order or out of order. Right? Do you really want a relationship, or you just want to just get busy? I want to get busy. Okay. Be prepared for what that brings to your life. Right? If you're looking for a relationship where also you can benefit and get busy, then that's also a thing. Right? But the main point is that a lot of this stuff is made to divide people, though. They don't understand that. Just like how all the stuff that happened in slavery, all the things that happened to black people, right? What do they do? Oh, well, you know, in order to have food stamps, you cannot have a man in the household. Why? Because you're going to be in order. What happens when you're in order? They can't abuse you. You understand? This whole thing is about the devil. Like, the whole thing is about being such a freak and a nerd or whatever they are. Like, they're freaks and weirdos to the point where they don't want you to be able to protect yourself. They want to be able to freely abuse you and use you and talk down to you and make you feel like you're not enough. And if they get enough generations like that, then you'll never kind of figure out history. You'll never figure out man. You get what I'm saying here? You'll never understand good and evil. You need to know it. To know when somebody's playing games with you. And like now, like I haven't watched like red pill stuff. Like sometimes I peek now and then. I like peek at like some racial stuff, or I remember I looked at like I haven't looked at Fresh and Fit in like forever, but I used to watch it just to like see what people were talking about. And I was like, you guys still talking about the same thing? Well, you're her, right? You're OnlyFans. You're OnlyFans. What do you expect? She's not in church, so why? I mean, why wouldn't she be on OnlyFans, right? She's not being healthy and having a job and minding her business. She came to the show to advertise her business, as her business is showing her cheeks. So why wouldn't she be on the show? You make a show deliberately talking about cheeks and cheek smacking, right? Like it's a porn show. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, body count, that kind of thing, right? And I'm like, how you basically come on the show to basically beat up these women and make them feel less than? But that's what you do when you're an out of order man. When you're a man out of order, you need to make people feel less than you because you're a woman. You get it? It's all about status, feeling better. Sound familiar? It's like the boomers in this country. They're all like that. You're beneath me. You're nothing. I've been doing this for this long. You shut up and do what I say. You know what I'm saying? This is the people really want from you. They want you to just shut up and not have an opinion and don't have an identity. When you have an identity, that's why people don't like when you're with God and stuff like this, because you have an identity. Hey, I don't eat junk. I eat food. I don't eat pork. I do this. Well, you're just so hard to please. I'm not hard to please. You just actually have to get to know me. Get to know you? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Because I'm a nerd. I only care about myself. You get it? There's no intimacy. Well, I don't want to watch TV with my girlfriend. She's stupid. She's stupid. She's dumb. I don't like girls because I'm a nerd. Right? But then if you're in the hood, it's different. Oh, these bitches just a bitch, man. Fuck these bitches, man. Oh, they can suck my dick and I get money. Like, why do you, first of all, why do you sound like that? Right? It's all the same sound too, right? But black people don't know that basically they've been under a psyop too. It's all psyop to make you less and less intelligent and stupid and out of order. That's like the whole game. That's the game. Somebody's designing this on purpose, whether you want to believe in the devil or not, or whatever, but you need to definitely believe in devil energy. If you don't believe in the devil, you better believe in devil energy, okay? Because that's what narcissism is, that's what envy is, that's what jealousy is. This is what the spirit of like that calls for, right? And I try to figure out what's going on all these years. I'm like, man, like, why do I like keep rubbing these people the wrong way? Maybe it's me. That's the part of the trick. It wasn't me, it's them. They can't communicate because they're savages and they're playing some stupid game. They're playing a game, I'm not playing a game. I'm being myself, I'm in order. If I'm in order and they're playing a game, what they're doing? Okay, I gotta find something I can find to take advantage of this guy because he's like confident.
Banana Pro is now on our list.
What is going on? Why does this thing keep playing? Like, I don't understand. Man, the devil must be out today. The devil's out here trying to mess me up, man. Trying to mess up the groove. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm back. All right. So the point is that it's all about. Let's see. It's not you, brother. They got that spirit upon. Exactly. But that's the point. Until you know that, you're not really going to know. You know what I'm saying? You don't really know because most people aren't spiritual. And imagine growing up like that, right? So you're growing up in an out of order environment. You're trying to figure out what's really happening. You can't figure it out because you don't have enough knowledge and nobody wants to tell you anything on purpose. It's all gang stalking and abuse in your household because that's what poor people do to keep you in line so they can get benefits or whatever it is that they want to do. But once you figure it out, you're like, see that, but that's judgment day when you figure it out. They know you figured it out because it's a big game. The game is for you to doubt yourself, to never know yourself. That's the game. To never know yourself, because when you know yourself, you can leave. Now they by themselves and they have to figure out how to survive. But as long as you're around, they can abuse you. You know what I'm saying? Because they're freaks. They're not regular human beings that think that, hey, I'm actually just here just because I care about you. You can't care about me. Who would care about somebody? That's stupid. You hear Nick Fuentes all the time talking about the blacks. They were the whites and the Democrats. It's like, you're still believing this shit? Like, what the fuck? That's what you do when you're out of order. You start complaining about other people because you're soft. You know what I'm saying? I don't complain about nobody because I'm just like, it's kind of gay almost, right? I don't know, you're not supposed to say that, I guess, right? But it's like, what are you doing? Gay meaning you're acting like a woman, like an unhealthy woman, out of order woman. But that's what most men are because they're raised by their moms, right? And I didn't really understand this stuff, but like when you're raised by your mother, you're actually like taking on all these feminine traits and you're not really understanding what masculinity is. And it's just about staying still, being boring, not doing nothing and minding your business and getting paid and just, that's it. That's it. You're not supposed to be going out there sleeping with a bunch of men. You're not supposed to be out there. I mean, a bunch of women or guys either. You don't be doing that either, right? Right? But that's like the game. That's like the game. And you have to like kind of figure this out because it's all the same stuff I talk about: abuse, narcissism, envy, jealousy, these negative traits. And people want to see you broken. People want to see you broken. They want to see you with your head down. My life. That's what they like. You okay? Are you okay? What's going on? They feel good. Why? Because you make them feel validated that something's bad happening to you, which means you're not perfect because they're fucked up. That's why these guys like talking to women like crap. You don't need to talk to women like crap. If a woman needs you to do that to her, then you don't want to talk to her. Like, come on now. Think about how people treat their women. These people don't know love, man. They don't know it. That's why it's like when they get it, it's weird. Well, I never been treated like this before. It's like, no shit, Sherlock. Because you're with a man. That's why. Right? I'm not like talking trash, whatever, but like, yes, with a man. Well, what do I do? Just shut up and sit here and just enjoy the ride. You know, you joke around, I'm joking around, but it's like, just chill, enjoy the ride. That's why I would say just chill. Chill, enjoy the ride, enjoy this food. Chill. This was like being with me. I don't know what it's like being with a nerd or like some other guy, right? You shut up, you dumb whore. You dumb whore. Blow my cock, you know. They be saying whatever, man. It's like, what is wrong with you, man? Yeah, just right. You're not even human. You're nothing. You're like a dog. Right? But you got to understand like where this stuff comes from, man. And it's just this spirit on these people where they just feel so insecure. They have to punch down at people to make sure that they don't feel better or try to leave them. Like, you got to know this stuff, man. Like, if you don't know this stuff, then you're just screwed. Okay? You have to like know this stuff. And like this is basically where you start getting into some of the darker behaviors because it's about dehumanizing people now. You understand? Like this is where slavery comes from. This is where all the Bible stuff, like where it's about abuse and people and making sure that it's about treating people less than human. That's like the ultimate thing, so people can feel better about themselves because they don't feel like they're enough. Okay, like that's like the whole game. That's the whole game. This whole game is like that, right? It's about finding for people who are secure or chosen ones or whatever you want to call yourself. You're somebody who's been through a lot and you're trying to figure out what's happening. People not telling you that they're just fucked up people because they're not going to tell you because they're trying to find something to get ahead of you at, so that way you can't really do well in your life. So they tell you something's wrong with you, not that you're trying to figure things out. You know, I'm never going to somebody come to me, I guess I'm just a dork and I'm a loser, and I'm like, I don't think you're a loser, you're just trying to figure it out, right? Well, I don't have any money. Okay, you just got to get some, right? You get it. How much have they beat your soul, or how much you beaten yourself, and now you believe it? You believe the lie. You need to be paying my bills. You need to be doing this. You need to be. You need to be. You need to be. You need to be. I need to be taking care of me. I don't give a fuck about what the hell you're talking about. Excuse me. Excuse me. You know that's how they be. Girl. That's how they. Because they're out of order. They're out of order, man. Like, I gotta do shit. I'm here getting paid. I'm living my life. Right? You gotta be around people. You gotta take advice from people in order. It's gonna make sense. Because it's really A to B. It's A to B. That's it. You want more money? Get more clients. How do you get more clients? Do better marketing. How do you get better marketing? Get some consulting. Nothing to it. Or I can drive around in a Lambo. Hey, yeah, I'm driving a Lambo. I'm in a Lambo right now. Oh, you won't believe what happened with Takeshi 6ix9ine or the rapper, how to buy a luxury vehicle. Like, how does this... we talking about getting customers or not, man? What the fuck are we talking about? Well, you know, like, sometimes you gotta make it look nice, you know, for the clients and stuff. No, you don't. But yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You gotta do this. Oh, okay. Just don't say nothing. They don't know. It's the same thing as people like guys trying to figure out how to get girls. Just give them what they want. That's it. Just like anybody else. If a girl wants to get some cheeks, you just give them some cheeks. If that's what you're trying to do. I don't suggest it, of course. Not anymore. I'm trying to come back to God and all this stuff. Okay, but if that's what she wants to buy from you, she wants cheeks. You know, she want to give you some cheeks. Okay, tell you what, let's go out to eat. Then cheeks. or whatever. Or maybe you don't even have to do that. You don't really got to take anybody on the date for real. You just figure out what's going on with them. They're just a customer. They're a customer, okay? What do you want to do to your customers? You want to treat them like shit, or do you want to keep them coming back? Right? But if they're out of order customers, do you want to keep them coming back to the store, or you want them to not come back to the store? Right? Do you want the craziest, worst customers alive coming to your store to buy, or do you want nice, healthy customers that keep going to buy and be happy? Right? Do you want to sell to everybody, or do you want to sell to the right people? It's the same stuff. It's all the same stuff, right? It's just either you're in order or you're out of order, right? And that is why most people are having issues in their life, because they don't understand that they're basically being played with. If you understand you're being played with, you're not really going to be messing around, because there's not really nothing to mess around with. If you were on a date and somebody's acting weird, hey, look, this was great, I gotta go. Like, why? It's not really going to work for me. Why? I'm just not feeling you. That's it. Okay, so let's just end it right here and let's move on. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that. That's so weird. Why? Because it's honest. And you're in order. You're not going to waste anybody's time. You're not going to do all this. Like, look, I'm not doing all this extra shit. No. Like, I know that's what you're used to. You're used to talking to people like this. I don't do that. Either you're doing this or you're not doing this. You're in order or you're not in order. So I hope this stuff makes sense, because, like, you got to, like, figure this stuff out. If you don't figure it out, then your life is going to be really, really, really difficult as a man and just as a person in general, because you just don't understand what you're supposed to put in your life. And people don't even understand. I keep talking to the same person because you like out of order people. It's amusing to you. It makes you feel good to be out of order. If you like to be in order, your life's going to be great. Right? That's like the whole game. To be out of order is all about faking alignment and faking being success and faking and trying to be cool. To be in order is just to actually be it. Just be. Yeah, I have a business. I have houses. I have stuff. I got a house right now I'm about to buy for $45,000. It's supposed to be worth $160 or something. I don't know, but it's gonna be like quick $20K. What am I gonna do with the money? Nothing. Just helping people, man. But I could be on here talking about what? I'm about to get $20K in the bank. About to go buy me a chain. Go buy me a money phone. Like, why would I buy that for? It's stupid. Because I have a family. I don't need to do that. If you're a healthy person, you don't need to do these things. That's like the point. People don't understand this stuff. You're not really going to be doing unhealthy behaviors because it's stupid. You still want to go on a trip. Sure, you have fun. But, like, if all the things that involve fun take you down this path of ruining your life, then what's the point in going down the path? Just don't do it. Just chill. Chill, make the money, mind your business. Right? So let me just make sure I answered all this stuff. Okay? So the truth about the red pill is that it's a psyop. Okay? It's a psyop, and it's created to divide men and women, to act like there's some kind of issue. There's no issue. It's just people don't know how to be men. If you don't know how to be a man, you're not going to be able to lead a woman because you're not understanding leadership. Right? All this stuff is business. It's all business. It's always been business. When you're in a relationship, it's business. Okay? Even, I guess, if you see, when you want to be serious, it's business with God too. You want to do that? Okay, sure. Why? You follow these laws. Don't eat junk. Try to keep your mind right. Stay in order. Do the right thing. Don't hurt people. Don't abuse people. Do this, the other. You're going to go to heaven. That's the deal. You can shop here. You can shop at this energy. You want to shop at the devil energy? Go over there. You got the worst food alive. It tastes good though. Sex feels amazing, but you're probably going to get AIDS. There's a bunch of orgies over there, but you're like 90% chance you're going to get HIV or something now. What else is there? You can drink and you'll not know anything, but you'll probably end up in jail and pissing on yourself and throwing up and have food poisoning, right? I remember people thought it was funny. Like, it's not really till you get older you really start thinking about this stuff, and it's like, oh man, we had so much fun nights, man. I can't believe I threw up all night. You basically gave yourself like poisoning, alcohol poisoning, and that's funny. You like basically destroying your kidneys and your liver. I just destroyed my liver last night. That doesn't really sound so fun, does it? Versus, hey, I just was around family and we just had a great time. We want to have some wine. Okay, you want to loosen up? Sure, right? Okay, right? Don't push it. Don't push it. You know what I'm saying? That's like the whole point of this, man. But then when you're like a weirdo, you don't really know what's going on. I'm not saying that in like a negative way, okay? Because there's people that just don't know, right? Because I was one of those people who just didn't know, and I couldn't understand. I'm like trying to figure out what I'm looking at. I'm like, okay, these people are just out of order. Like that's it. But then you got these like, I'm gonna show you how to get like the most baddest Instagram girls. Meanwhile, these girls are escorts, man. They're escorts. You don't need to figure nothing out. You just say hi. I want to see you. That's it. And you ready to give them something because they're gonna want something because they're out of order. It's business though. It's all business. It's all business. It's also the whole thing is business, man. If you treat it like a business, you get whatever you want. Somebody, oh, I'm in the market right now for a relationship. Okay, I'm sure you are. Do you qualify to be in my life? I don't know what you've been doing. Let me look at your history because I don't want to have anybody in my life. But if I'm doing these same behaviors, then what do you expect? You're only going to be being attracted to people like that. Right, so the whole point is that this whole thing is just a divide men and women, and I still see dating advice like how to be an alpha or a Chad and stuff. I'm like, people still doing this? Like, wow, okay, like I didn't know people were like still looking at it and they're believing this stuff. I mogged him. There's like a word now, mogged. People, there's guys now doing facial constructive surgery and doing peptides. Don't do this stuff, man. Don't ruin your body. Be in order. Just go to the gym, eat right. I'm fat. Okay, I'm about to just hit the gym. Just be a man. Be regular. Be natural. Don't do this extra stuff. Like, okay, if you got extra skin, okay, maybe you got to remove it. Okay, I get it. But if it means removing the skin and now you don't have a kidney, it's like, come on, you're gonna have to live with some of that fat, buddy. Because you did, you know what I'm saying? Just like don't fall for this stuff, right? And it's like these shortcuts. Like one of the shortcuts? What is it, man? Freak GLP, Ozempic, right? People, oh, I'm going to drop like 50 pounds in 5 months. You can just walk an hour a day and drop 20 pounds a month and just eat less. But you see what happens when it's perverted? You know what I'm saying here? Like, okay, you want to drop 10 pounds a month? Yeah, okay, just walk like 2 hours a day. Really? Yeah, 2 hours a day and eat this kind of food. Eat like these very structured meals. When you eat these structured meals, is actually going to be you're being in a calorie deficit. And since you're in a calorie deficit and you're walking, it's like almost you're not eating all day, and you don't really need to eat like 8 times a day and all this other stuff. Just eat this and try to figure out what amount of food is going to be enough to fill you, but you have to be on a deficit, right? Because you're not supposed to be filled up. You're supposed to be have enough in your body to fuel you to the next day. So people are overeating, right? The same thing, right? Out of order. Overeating, oversexing, trying to shortcut everything, not going to go to the gym. So if you can drop 10 pounds in a month just by walking, think about that. In 5 months, you drop 50 pounds. Or you can drop 50 pounds by not doing any walking at all and just using this thing to like kill you, basically, because it ruins your kidneys, it ruins your eyes, it ruins your, like, you go blind and some other stuff. What are you doing? People, they're not here. Like, they don't know, though. They're not spiritually aligned. So they're thinking, oh, this is like a good product. And, what happens when you're not spiritually aligned? You can be led by anything. You're being led by whatever. But if you're grounded, you know yourself, something doesn't seem right here. Why would this be why would I do that when I could just do this? Like, if you say, okay, I plug it in me, and then I drop, like, the weight like this, but I'm like, okay, well, that's going to result in loose skin, so it's probably not worth it. Because I thought about it. I was like, okay, I'll just take this. Maybe I'll do that. Let me look at it. Then I thought back. I'm like, something's not right. Something not right. I'll just wait. I'll wait and let other people figure it out. Guess what happens? People start going blind. They start, losing tons of weight, though, and they're like, now they're all stick figure-y. I'm like, you guys didn't build any muscle? You're probably going to want to build muscle if you're going to drop this weight. If they built a muscle, then it wouldn't be as bad. But they let their muscles deteriorate, right? So now they just look like a bunch of skin hanging off them, and they all look like weird aliens or whatever. And it's like, you let somebody do that to you, huh? You let somebody make you feel that bad. You put the devil inside of you. But you see what I'm saying here? That's the game. The game is for you not to be sure of yourself, so that way somebody else can come insert their ideas of what's going on. When you're in order, if you're in order, that's the whole point. They're trying to take you out of order so they can then fuck with you. You're not a man. You're not enough. You don't have enough money. You don't have a car. You can get all these things, man. Being in alignment. You can get all these things. But you have to be under real leadership and real men. There's no reason why there shouldn't be more than enough food for people in this country. Period. Because it's not really ran by men. They're all women. What kind of men like money like that? To do what with? I talk about on the channel. To do what with? To drive a car? To what? So that way they can feel more superior than you. That's the point. Like a woman. Okay? I'm not bashing women here, but that's like their realm of being better than one. That's like social stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you're a guy, you just need to be cool being by yourself. Because you're like an island, and a woman, she goes from island to island to figure out what island she wants to spend her life with. That's how it is. That's how it is. But you still need to know yourself and then be able to hunt. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to hunt and be a good man. You don't chase women, but you be able to position yourself properly and still know how to hunt. You know, you're like, hey, look, you can be over there if you want, but over here, this is what we do. She ain't gonna know you. She can't be staying there. It's cool here. It's boring though. I mean, it's a part of the deal, sweetheart. You like being crazy? Go do that. Go do that a couple more years. I can't promise you I'm gonna be here, but you know, somebody else might take your spot. I might just choose another wife or whatever. I mean, it's like the game, but they don't teach this stuff. They don't teach this. They don't teach you how to be a man. No one teaches people how to be men. They teach you how to do this dating stuff. And it's fruity. That's like the problem. I'm gonna show you how to be alpha at the club. At the club? Alpha? Yeah. What do you mean? All you gotta do is just stand there. All you gotta do is literally just stand there. If you're a man and you have things going on for yourself, women detect what's happening because they see enough guys. All you do is literally just stand there. Just stand there. Look around. Who's looking at me? This one. Okay. And you just position yourself properly. So maybe you sit by yourself. Somebody will strategically sit around you because that's what they wanted. Oh, hi, how are you? Oops, I dropped my stuff. Ooh, oh my goodness. Dude, it's over. You're not doing anything. You can do is literally just stand there. They'll start asking you questions. So what do you do? Like, what do you mean? What do you do? Oh, I just, you get what I'm saying here? I hope this stuff makes sense, man. Because like a lot of this stuff it's not taught, man. It's not taught. Like being a man is really not taught. And because it's not taught, people end up taking the female route and they can't do well. You know what I'm saying here? That's why. But you got to know. You got to be like, okay, I was raised by women. Because I was raised by women. I had to figure this stuff out. I'm like, okay, like, why does that even matter? Well, should it really make a difference if you're raised by a woman or a man? Yes. It actually does make a lot of a difference because you're going to get a different worldview. The worldview of a guy is different than a worldview of a woman. And what kind of guy? Now you got to talk about that. Are you a business guy? Are you a workout guy? Are you a fighting guy? It's all the same stuff, though. It's all the same stuff. Are you disciplined? Do you have enough time to take care of yourself? Are you take care of your body? Take care of your health? Are you take care of your mind? Are you good? Are you actually good at leadership? Are you being empathetic? Or are you just a weirdo? Because weirdos are not empathetic. Because why? They're in their head all the time. They can't be human. They're not letting people be human. Because that's what happened to me over it. I'm like, damn, like, what's wrong? Like, I don't understand why people keep doing this dumb stuff. Most people don't know what's going on. It took me a while to understand. I'm like, okay, most people just don't know what to do. Okay, is this like this forever? I thought I was going to, like, one day, since I'm older, I'm like, okay, well, I guess people will, like, figure it out when I'm older, I guess. And they just don't. They don't figure it out. They don't figure out what to do. And that's okay. But they just don't know. So what do? You have to tell people how to behave. Which is what? Getting people in order. You understand? You're getting people in order with you. You want to be around me? Here's what you got to do. You don't say it like that. You just say, look, you got to stop that. You got to do this. All right? This is how I do things. Well, I just want to do this. Huh? Hey, look, I totally get it. If this is not for you, then you can, But why is it always trying to like? The viewers used to hit me with that all the time. Why is it always like you gotta leave and stuff like this? Because it's just not a good fit. It seems like if I don't do what you want to do, then I can't be here. I mean, I don't gotta say it like that, but yeah. Like, do you like this or not? Do you this ain't for you? Then you gotta go. I'm not doing all this extra shit. You can do that on your own. You can do that. I'm not interested in you like that. I'm not interested in that stuff. I'm interested in this stuff. If somebody got to be out all the time and getting their nails done and everything and getting their hair and hey, look, listen. I do not plan on being out every day. I plan on doing my research, doing my stuff. Leave me alone. I'll make my money. We're going to live a simple life. We're going to have plenty of cash to do whatever, go on vacations and stuff. But, like, come on now. I can't be out here just going to fairs every day. And doing what at the fair? Well, I'm just outside. Like, that's girl stuff. It's for girls. If you want to spend time with them, sure. You want to build intimacy, you do that. You go to the fair every day. Like, when are you working? When are you doing guy stuff? When are you going to work? Build your business and building your life. That's the whole point of being a guy, to keep building your life. The moment you start doing girl stuff, now you're out of order. Like, people don't really understand this stuff, man. You have your whole life put together, you're working, you're doing all this stuff, and now the girl comes in, throws some cheeks on you, and now you're like dumb. Hey, you missed the whole point. That's why she likes you, because you do all the serious stuff. If she feels like she has to manage you, then she's going to be unattracted to you. Women don't like men that are out of order unless it's for sex. That's it, right? That's why most of the dumb guys, they have more sex, because they're dumb. You know? Because they're like, okay, all I got is sex, that's all I got. I can't have nothing else. If you're a guy in order, you have great sex, you have all the other stuff to give her, then she got no choice but to stay. She was going to be chasing you your whole life. You know? But the whole point is that it's like guys, they want to be this, like, they want to be girls, man. Guys want to be girls. That's like the main thing. They want to be women. They want to have a bunch of sex all the time. They want to spend money all the time. They want to have fun all the time. And then when I was younger, I was like that too. Until you get older and you realize, hey, this is like stupid. This is stupid. That's not all girls, okay? I'm just giving an example, okay? Emotionally immature people, right? And I hope that makes sense. Yeah, no discipline. It's like, what are you doing? Ain't nothing to do. Like, there's nothing to really, like, when you really think about it, there's nothing to really do like that. What are you going to do? You eat, you go to work, you invest, you buy businesses, you buy real estate, you, that's it, it's over. Then the rest of it is just giving it to other people. So what do you really, like, come on, man, what are you complaining about? You got to eat the right foods. Like, okay, that's it? Yeah, Bible says don't eat these bad foods. But I really want to eat pork. I really want it. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the... I really want a sausage. Oh, my goodness, man. Just think about it, man. I want to get some right now. That's how they be. That's why they be shooting up the schools, man. Fucking Becky, you little slut, you didn't fuck me. I'm mad. It's like, okay, like, chill, bro. Chill. There's plenty of other girls out here, man. Just get your life together, man. Get yourself together. No, dumb slut. You whore. That's how they be, man. I'm going overseas. I'm going overseas, yeah. They know how to treat a man. Yeah. Like, bro, it don't matter where you go. It's the same stuff. It's dealing with humans, man. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with the shrimp. Exactly. Come on now. It's not even that good. Like, what are y'all doing? Eating on juice dripping down there. I'm like, you nasty son of a, you know what? You know, come on now. Like, it's not that serious. You better put that down. I want some lobster. I'm having lobster tonight. I'm treating myself. I'm like, okay, you want to give yourself, like, I don't know, like worms or something? Like, why you want to eat that? It's bad. Oh, you know, it's sweet. It's the sweetest meat. I'm pretty sure it is, huh? You better go have some HIV sex, too. That's the greatest sex you're ever going to have, right? You know? Oh, my goodness, man. It's funny, man. It's like, I understand. You know what I'm saying? I do understand. Because, you know, they don't really know. They're in a fallen state. They're in a fallen state, man. That's it. What can you do, right? But the point is that if you're in order, you can't let them come mess you up. Don't let them mess you up. But that's like the whole point of this red pill content. It's like really to, like, I remember I went to go, I hired Coach EO years ago. I was like maybe 2 years ago. And I was like, what's going on? Like, that's when I was like studying people still and all this other stuff. I was like, what do you see what's happening out here? Like, what's going on? He's giving me some ideas. Yeah, I had some good feedback. Like, a lot of it was just like, just chopping it up, just talking about life and stuff. So it really wasn't like a lot of advice, but some of the stuff he did share was like very important to me. And I was like, okay. And somebody shared with me, he's like, you're not allowing people to be human, man. I was like, what do you mean? He said, look, man, you've been doing really good and everything, but you got to let people be human too. You got to let them discover stuff. I'm like, well, I can't be around that. Right. And this is where I was going through one of my identity shifts on trying to figure out what's going on. You know, I was having problems with mom. You know, we weren't together at the time before the baby showed up and all the other stuff. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm supposed to go back out here and figure this out because I'm not like that. Right. You know, you meet people and, you know, I met this girl and I liked her. But she's just manipulative. And so I was like, these people are really manipulative, huh? They just be lying. And I'm like, wow, okay. And this before I was like solidified in all this other identity stuff and marketing and all this other stuff. Like I was still good at business and stuff, right? But I went to this event. I went to this event. It was him and it was like a couple other guys there. And he was like, yeah, just come on, just see me or whatever. I went there and I was like, hey, these are a bunch of incels or whatever. He was like, yeah, I mean, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, okay. I was like, what are they doing here? They're like trying to figure out how to like talk to girls. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. So I guess they don't know what to do. They're like, yeah. I was like, okay. I was trying to like, I don't understand, but I'm still never somebody to judge either though. You know what I'm saying? I don't judge people. And I'm like, okay. Cause this is when I really like started to really tap in to, my consulting stuff like this, right? I was like, okay, because basically what you do is you meet people where they're at, right? You talk about how to get somewhere, I guess, or whatever, right? And you know, how to get girls in 2:00 in the morning, being handsome, or like whatever it is. And you bring them into the door and you make them realize, hey, technically you really actually got to be a man. Sorry. Like that's like the trap, right? You're trapped. Sorry. That's like the trick, right? Just like all the other stuff. How to make $10,000 a month in 2 hours when really it's like, hey, sorry, it's really a business. It's not $10,000, right? But you're talking to the most least sophisticated kind of people. You're not talking to like people who are already down the line, right? You got to go through this whole assembly line of actually figuring out what's going on. So when I went there, I'm like, okay, I guess these guys are like at the beginning or something. You know, because they're trying to figure out like how to like command your girlfriend and stuff, and I'm like, command? Why you need to do that? You can just ask her just to vacuum or clean up. Hey, babe, I need you to clean up. You know, something I ask them like, can you clean my ears? Just clean my ears, clip my toenails. Like, you gonna clip them for me? Yeah. All right, give me a kiss. All right, that's it. So like, what else is that? That's it. That's it. But I guess if you don't know, then you're like, okay, how does this work? Because you're not treating them like a human. You understand here? You're not treating them like a human. If you treat a person like a person, it's like, yeah, if you've never been loved, you don't really get it. She likes you, so she's going to help you out. She's going to clip your toenails and clean out your ears and pop your pimples. And you got a pimple here. Let me get it. Come on. Okay, yeah. Okay, thanks. Let me, you know, well, whatever. You're grumpy. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Whatever. Give me a kiss. It's over. Like, that's it. But yeah, come on. You got to clean up this mother. It's dirty in here, man. What the hell are you doing? What? It's dirty in here. What are you doing? It's dirty. Oh, okay. All right. You know, it's going to do some sass here and there. That's like the point of it. Yes, it's a relationship. It's not always like, you know, you do that right now. Do it right now, slut. Like, whoa. They don't want to treat you like, they want to treat you like a slave, man. That's like, I keep saying it. They're too left-brained. So since they're so left-brained, they can't see people as people. They're freaks. You get it? They're freaks, basically. You got to figure it out. They got to relax and find your identity and realize, hey, I'm a person too. I got feelings too. And I have emotions. And just because I have emotions doesn't mean other people have to deal with me. It's just about knowing how to communicate and being a leader, man. And once you get that real masculine light or energy, you're going to be fine. But just because the Bible says that I can have 80 wives. I mean, so maybe she don't want to deal with it. She don't have to. She can just leave if she wants. She's still a human being that has the power to make decisions. Well, if you do this, I'm leaving. Oh, that's just a choice now for you to make in your life. You have to remain independent. Most guys never get none, so because of that, they basically like hold on to it. That's what they call like putting the pussy on a pedestal. That's what that is, right? Because you don't really understand that you have to live the life for yourself and not for other people. You know what I mean? But all this makes sense because like I went to that event, I was like, okay, these are incels. Oh wow, okay, because I'm like trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like, dang, okay, this is not what I expected. Got some incels here, right? And they're trying to figure it out. It's like anything else, but you got to. There's nothing to it. Like when you really think about it, there's really nothing to it. You know, they're trying to like, okay, well, how did you like approach this situation with your girl? She said she didn't want to eat or cook, and I said she had to. Is she getting out of line? And it's like, oh my goodness, like, is this bad? Like, right? It's just like any other business or life thing or whatever. Like, people just not good, right? They don't know what's going on. So if you're not treating it like, hey, she's a human being, like, you got to start there. Are you a human? Yeah. How would you feel if somebody told you that? I wouldn't like it. Okay. So why do you think she would like it? Is she the kind of person who likes that? Did you get to know her? I never thought about it like that. Like, you know, But that's what we're dealing with, okay? So that's why the red pill is, a lot of this stuff is just a scam, man. You just got to figure it out in time, okay? So anyways, that's the video. I did not expect it to go an hour long, but I hope this video helps some guys out there. Try to find the right information. If you don't know how to be a man and you need some help, I mean, I guess you could hire me, right? I guess you could hire me, but, you know, it's not going to be cheap. And that's the first thing, because it's like, it's already paying enough, right? I remember talking to this one guy, nice kid, just, you know, hey, this girl, she likes me, but she's like older than me. I was like, okay, well, why are you talking to her then? I don't really know. You get it? It's like guys haven't discovered themselves, man. You got to discover yourself. Only way you're going to discover yourself is by coming here. Only way you can get here is if you believe in something most times, right? Because you're gonna raise your spiritual energy to fix yourself because you're out of order. Get it? It's not just going to happen automatically. You need to be around somebody that's in order, or they can give you instructions that's in order. That's why the Bible is good for that. You know what I'm saying here? Okay, good, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Chosen, man. I hope other people enjoy this. Listen, just put God first. Stay in alignment. Do the right thing. And, you know, just be careful what you're listening to. A lot of these guys don't know what they're doing. They do not. They just genuinely don't know. Like, that's really the real thing. I'm pretty sure there maybe is some knowledge, but it's like, you know, they focus on getting views instead of getting clients. That goes to show you a lot, right? It's like I can get 3 million views. Like, bro, unless somebody's buying something, it really doesn't really matter how many views you have. Well, people know me. I mean, it's kind of gay. Who cares if people know you? You get it? You getting attention? So what does that do? Well, now, money, right? Like, no, it doesn't work that way. Just because you're getting views doesn't mean anything. Just because people know who you are doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean if you're popular or not. What matters is, are you being a man? Are you building something for yourself? Or are you just following the motions? Right? If you're following the motions, you're out of order. You're in somebody else's thing. If you're following your plan, you're in order. All the stuff. In order, out of order. That's it, okay? See you guys on the next one.